NHL regular season recap, night 125. We jump right into the first game of the night where the kings of the overtime point, the New York Islanders, get 2 over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Marcus Pettersson opens the scoring in the first, 4 goals in the second. Nelson, Barzal, Holmstrom, and Lars Eller making it 3-2 Isles after 2. Riley, Puustinen, and O'Connor all score in the third to tie us up at 4. And in overtime, Adam Pelech ends up being the hero with his first of the season. It's a 5-4 victory for the Islanders. Ilya Sorokin, the better of the two goalies by quite a bit in this one, stopping 37 of 41, while Alex Nedeljkovic goes just 28 for 35. Definitely not his best performance, but the Islanders will take this one a much-needed win, keeping them 5th in the Metro, 5-4 over Pittsburgh. The Senators visiting Florida, and this one was a little bit more tightly contested than many might have expected. Aaron Ekblad in the first, Brandon Montour in the second, but then in the third, it's Shabbat and Stützle that tie it up and force OT. Anton Lundell does score the game winner. The outcome is as you might have expected, but again, just a bit closer than many might have thought. Sergei Bobrovsky, 28 of 30, a .933 save percentage. Jonas Korpisalo, pretty solid in this one, actually. A 31 for 34 effort, a .912 save percentage. Just not quite enough from the goal scorers on Ottawa to get this one done, but it's a good game. They get a point out of it, so they'll take it for Florida. They're continuing to try to keep pace with the Bruins. They sit just out of first place after this win, but one more, and they will once again pass Boston. We'll see if they're able to do it later in the week. The Rangers taking on the Stars, and Igor Shesterkin bounced back big time from the performance he had in the Stadium Series, stopping 41 of 42 tonight. He deserved all of the star points in this one, a .976 save percentage. The goal scorers, Adam Fox, Capo Caco, Miro Heiskanen, and Vinny Trocheck on the empty net in the third period. Scott Wedgwood goes 23 for 25. Not a bad effort from him, but really hard to win when the opposing goalie stops 41 of 42. That was exactly the case tonight. It was a good effort from both teams, but Igor Shesterkin, just the better of the two goalies, gets the job done for them, and it's a 3-1 victory for the Blue Shirts. The Caps hosting the Devils, and it was a big night from Ovechkin and from Connor McMichael, both of them getting 2 goals. Ovechkin throws an assist in there as well, because why not? And Charlie Lindgren stops 37 of 39, another really strong goaltending performance from him. The other goal scorers, Alex Holtz in the first, paired by a Connor McMichael goal, McMichael with the lone goal in the second, and then Strome, Ovechkin, Scarbosa, Holla, and a second from Ovi, all in the third, and it's a 6-2 final over New Jersey. A pretty disappointing loss for the Devils after a really electric performance in their Stadium Series game on Saturday. This is kind of a dud against a team that they don't really have business losing to. I know Charlie Lindgren, again, was really good, but just not quite enough of an effort from them. They do outshoot Washington by 13, but when you outshoot them that heavily, you got to find a way to get more than 2 past what's really an NHL backup goalie in Charlie Lindgren at best, and they just aren't able to do so tonight. It's a good win for the Caps, a tough loss for the Devils. 6-2 is the final here. The Jets taking on the Wild, and once again, the busier of the two goalies comes out victorious tonight, that being Laurent Brossoit. For Winnipeg, he stops 36 of 39 for a .923 save percentage, while Marc-Andre Fleury stops just 24 of 29 for an .828, one of his worst performances in the last few weeks. In the first, it's Velarde and Appleton. In the second, Kyle Connor and Marco Rossi trade goals. In the third, Velarde, Monahan, Kaprizov, Rossi once again, and Nino Niederreiter on the empty net round out all of the scoring. And again, it's a 6-3 final for the Jets over the Wild. They still sit third in the division, while the Jets have climbed up to 6th, but obviously don't go any further than that tonight with the regulation loss. We'll see if they're able to rebound in their next one. They need to continue compiling points if they want to get back into the playoff race, but the way they've been playing lately, I wouldn't count them out of it just yet. Tonight, though, no ground made up. 6-3 is the final. The Canucks taking on the Avs in a battle of two of the better teams out west, and it did not disappoint. A bit of a surprisingly low-scoring affair between two teams that have a lot of firepower, but in all fairness, both of these teams also have very good goalies, at least when they're on their game. Tonight, both of them were. Alex Georgiev, just the better of the two. He stops 24 of 25, while Demko stops 24 of 26, a .960 and .923 save percentage, respectively, for these two. The goal scorers, JT Miller in the first, Ryan Johansson in the second, another from Johansson in the third, and Arturi Lehkonen on the empty net. And again, it's a 3-1 final. Wouldn't surprise me if this was a conference final preview. I think there's probably some other teams out there that are a bit more built for the playoffs. We'll see come April and May, but I wouldn't mind seeing 7 games of this one. It's a solid one tonight. 3-1 for the Avs is the final. The Golden Knights taking on the Predators, and despite a really good performance from Adin Hill, the Golden Knights are not able to pick up a W tonight. It's a 5-3 victory for Nashville. Luke Evangelista, Alex Pietrangelo, and Cody Glass all scoring in the first, Tommy Novak and Craig Smith in the second, and then William Karlsson, Michael Amadio, and Gus Nyquist in the third. Adin Hill goes 35 for 39, but again, just not quite enough from his guys. They get outshot 40-26. Kevin Lankinen only has to go 23 for 26 in the victory here. It's a big one for the Preds. They're still not dead in this playoff race, but for Vegas, they would have liked the 2 points to try to make up some ground on the Canucks, who of course lost tonight as well, but no dice. 5-3 Nashville is the final. Kings hosting the Blue Jackets in the final game tonight, and it's a really good performance from Quentin Byfield, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Cam Talbot in particular. Byfield opens the scoring with 1.5 minutes left in the first. Dubois scores 2 in the second over either side of an Adam Boqvist goal, and then in the third, it's Kevin Fiala on the power play and Drew Doughty with just 23 seconds to play, and that's all that we had for this game. Again, Talbot 33 for 34, a .971 save percentage, while Elvis Merzlikins, who looked good in this one, the stats aren't going to say so, but 31 for 36 and .861. He kind of just got peppered really all night. It did not feel like Columbus got 34 shots in this game, but that's what the numbers say. So that is it for this one. It's a 5-1 victory for the Kings, and that's it for NHL regular season recap. Night 125. We'll talk to you guys tonight. I believe 5 or 6 games on the schedule still, so not a bad Wednesday, but we'll talk to you guys then.